Dude, I think about where we're at in this game, and I just remember there's like so much more. There's so much more, man. I don't think we're even close. I think we're still at the start. To the point where I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I don't know if we're gonna like I said we might be playing friggin' Final Fantasy VII original by the time the remake's out or Rebirth's out. Well, it's nice that remake is not the longest game. It's long, but it's not supremely long. Rebirth, though, I have no idea. Rebirth could just be... I don't know how much it's gonna be, like... I don't remember where Disc 3 starts in Final Fantasy VII. I think it might start around the time Cloud figures out who he really is. And then, like, I know he kind of goes, like, you know, into a state of mind. I'm thinking, is that where Disc 3 starts? Is that where they're gonna end Rebirth? Because it kind of would play into the title a little bit. But I can't remember if Disc 3 starts maybe a little bit later. Or even if it starts earlier. Like I said, I'm a fake Final Fantasy fan. I know most of the major beats, but I cannot remember kind of where specific things are. And don't even get me started on 8. I don't even think I played past Disc 1 of Final Fantasy 8. I play enough until you get Triple Triad, and then I'm done. Actually, no, maybe I did get to Disc 2, because I think Disc 2 starts when there's the assassination attempt. And it's 4 discs. Man, I did play it. I did try and play through it. But I hate drawing and junctioning so much. By the way, did I say Square don't make a Gravity Rush gacha game? I meant to say Sony. I might have said Square because I was kind of thinking about them too. I mean, that's gotta be where I keep wanting to say remake. Rebirth. It's got to be where Rebirth is planning on ending. And then kind of after that point, I have no clue. Up until, like, you know, you fight Sephiroth at the end. I would say most of the game up to that point, I kind of know. And then when we get there, I'm like, then you fight him at the end and it's over. So this is the Sun Mansion. Very fancy. I'll bet Vogo wouldn't last one night sleeping out with the ducks in the Bonga Bird coop. Vogo. Wait, can't just barge in. Vogo asked me to come. Hey, Vogo. There you are. Look at this place. Like a palace in here. Leave us. We have things to discuss. Hey, don't be so grabby. Things are happening. Trouble's coming. Can you feel it? Sure. Hey, you. Vogo's not accepting... Og. What now? Raven. Like a radio. Hey, that guy outside was getting in my way. Oh. I'm sorry, you were saying? Well, this saves me the trouble. Trouble? Never mind. Like I was about to say, it's time to change the way Jurgapara Lao's been running. There's nothing but slaves. We're nothing but slaves to the council. I didn't read the second one. Back! Let's go! Back button! We want to change things. We have to stand together. Vogo, what's wrong? Doesn't sound like you. Maybe he hit his head. He is right, though. I know Lisa said to stay out of it, but this is just too important to ignore. Exactly. But we're not going to succeed with the way you've been doing things. I have an idea. Want to hear? Sure. Vogo's revolutionary turn took me by surprise. But with the passion he exuded, how could I say no? So Vogo and Raven will head out first, and I'll catch up to them later. Gives me a chance to get the plan straight in my head. Today, the performing troupe is at the base. The guards will be light. You just have to take a few pictures of the Bismalia base. Vogo said I could hide on the Bismalia starboard side. Starboard is the right, I think. Your guess is better than mine, man. I'm sure I'll figure it out when I get there. Larbird is left. Why couldn't it be easy like that? You have Starbird and Larbird. But you know, I feel like times were more exciting when people were maybe discovering words and making stuff up. Now it's just gotten so complicated. It's like, man, just make your words like A and B, left and right. Gotten so lazy with language. I think just out of sheer like complexity. It's like, look, we're done with that.
Huey, Nara. Adieu! Adieu! No, no, adieu!
Phew. Made it in, just as planned. Now I just have to take those pictures and I'm set. First, need an overview shot of the main deck from the ship's bridge. Then a shot from the high-ranking officer's private boat on the base deck. The guard should be light, but just the same, I better be careful. I need to go in, nice and quiet. Oh, more stealth? That means no flying. See, like, this would have helped that one mission where I kept getting spotted. Just doing stuff like this would have been a huge help. Like, okay, we kind of want you to gravity around here. I get that you can kind of freeform some of the missions, but, you know, when it's so specific like the way that other mission was, you should have just done it like this. Oh, no. Ignore me? And this one's got checkpoints too? Yeah, I was thinking, will it let me fight them? But I have no clue who saw me. Some people say port in 4 letters. So is left. Starboard, right, are more than 4 letters. You gotta go, man. I guess it was him. I guess it was him who saw me. Yeah, I don't know, something like this, it's, I think, because the game is just kind of just like, it's a jack of all trades. There's so much of like, so many different things. Feels like if they just took some of the elements a little bit further, like you could really have some really standout pieces of like, not like pieces, but like, what's it called? There's a word for it. Set pieces. I guess technically that was the word I was looking for. Set pieces. I'm not saying this is bad, but like you can really feel like, man, if they had like a map and like, you know, vision cones, kind of like Metal Gear, you could kind of, you know, not be so guided in, you know, the correct route to complete the mission, but, you know, be more freeform and do it like on the fly. kind of your own way. Oops, I forgot to read that one. I've got the pictures I came for. Now I just have to head through the side gate, hook up with Vogo. Soldiers are all gathered by the deck. Now's my chance to slip out. Great. Getting into something over by the side gate. Can't they take their conversation somewhere else? Ooh, I was thinking it was this mission, and it is. Like, I guess that's kind of what I'm saying, because we're going to get into a moment that stands out. Like, I remember this, but like the mission leading up to it kind of, like the gameplay just, in retrospect, I should say, like, I wish, you know, there was a little bit more to it. But clearly they put their time and resources into things they wanted to, and we're just like, you know, just kind of something like this. And it's fine. The game is still great. But you can, like, now maybe I'm a little bit more, I don't know, just, the way games are, you can kind of just feel like, man, I wish this was done a little bit better. And again, I think it just does come from that there's no third one. Where you can see, like, if they just had another shot, you know, we could maybe take it to the next level. What were you doing hiding around out here? Oh, I was just, oh, come on. Where have you been this whole time? Aren't they the performing troupe? If so, I can't just knock them out. Stop playing around. Got a show to run. Hey, hands off. What are you doing? What? What are you doing? Don't touch that. That was a really long load time for a comic panel. Hold still, will you? We don't have time to be playing around. Get a move on. Crowd's waiting. Yeah, I know. Remember to save it for the show. Someone mind explaining what's going on here? Do you ever stop talking? Go show your stuff. What's this? mean, everyone's just gone now. I guess they were all soldiers. I guess it makes sense. They didn't just disappear. Well, there goes that. Fine. Probably could have grabbed that missile. That would have been pretty cool.
First.
Breeze. Lisa.
Juez found.
Well, that went well, huh? Vogo. I'll explain later. By the mansion. So we're all good, right? I'll explain the rest to him. You let them escape. Remember what happens to your contract, Crystal. Oh, are we clear, Crystal? Maybe read that in the proper order. The council. Gotta say, not liking our new home. Huh? Those tattoos, so barbaric. The Loa tribe. I didn't think there were any of you left. Should take a picture to commemorate such a rare occasion. Think the little one has a tattoo too? Maybe they're hidden. She's not one of us. Got something to say? Say it to me. Oh, I like that spirit. But we've got other plans for you. You're going to help us prepare the next big step in our plan. We need all the able bodies. Oh, we can get for the mines. What? You lied to us to save your own skin? What about the others? Their fates are up to you. The council knows what you're capable of. You want to strike a deal? A deal? The deal with the council led to the release of the hostages. What choice did we have to but take them up on their offer? Lisa. If we argue or fight back, things just get made worse. Lisa's warning had come true. Things are about to get worse. Learn to sing. And the jazz costume. Which I'll probably not use. Sounds like we don't have much choice but to take the council's offer. I'll be waiting by the entrance for you. Got it. Just see what the council wants. But I'm also worried about Anga. Bro. I mean, I don't hate the original outfit. I actually really like it in Gravity Rush 2. It's just slightly different from the first version. But this was probably the best costume in Gravity Rush 1. So I like to keep it consistent. Even though I don't think there were any costumes in Gravity Rush 1 until the DLC. Rush 1, that's kind of a little bit of a tongue twister. Like, I should be doing the vocal practice before streams. I just never remember. I'm not a performer. I mean, technically I am, but I haven't practiced. Despite all my rage, I'm still just a rat in a cage. And do you think they're gonna do a Dead Space 2 remake? I think the original remake got a pretty positive response. And it would be nice, because I know Gravity Rush? Dead Space 3 kind of, you know, did not receive the same fanfare as the other two. In fact, I think it killed the franchise and also the studio, possibly. So I think there's sometimes when a remake could do a bit of positive. And I think that's what we're kind of heading towards with the... I mean, it's not announced, but we know what's happening. I mean, I think they've said the next Resident Evil is going to be a remake. And obviously it's going to be 5. They're hinting so hard at 5. But, you know, 5 wasn't really well received compared to 4. I still think 5 is fun. I don't think it's a bad game at all. It's definitely more action oriented, so I think if they just up some of the horror elements, you know, we could have, you know, a superior version of that game. Where if they do like Dead Space 2, you know, and they decide let's remake Dead Space 3, but like actually make it, you know, competent. But I think the reason it failed is because they were forced to do all that co-op stuff when, you know, they really probably weren't planning to. I think the co-op stuff for Dead Space 3 is what kind of made it not as good. Because of all the extra development that they were forced to do. I could be wrong, but I think it has something to do with inserting elements that they didn't really want to do, but they were forced to do. I guess there's really no difference. Unless somehow the guy running the show just somehow knows better than everyone else on the development team, and it just happens to work out like, hey, we didn't want to do this, but then we did, and it turned out all right. I think that's something that like has always had a track record of, you know, not really being a positive. But, you know, I guess the audience is more willing to take, like, remakes now. And I don't hate remakes. Are they, you know, a little bit creatively bankrupt? Yeah, they are. Like, I'm wondering how people feel about the Metal Gear Solid 3 remake. Because I know, you know, there's probably a bunch of people who are supremely hyped for it. But also probably conflicted with, you know, Konami in general. And I even threw Konami the biggest bone they ever could have needed. And it actually would have been a good... I think it would have been a good position to maybe start from instead of like, yeah, we're just going to remake the best versions of our previously successful games. Like, it's so weird to remake Silent Hill 2 and not do a remake of Silent Hill 1. Even though technically there kind of is. There was that Wii one. And you could maybe count that. Because I think Capcom still counts Remake 1, the GameCube version. And I guess technically on PC. I think they still count that as like the first remake. Even though it's so far removed from how they did the second one. And just where the series went in general. Like, they could honestly remake Resident Evil 1. And I kind of want a re-remake of Resident Evil 1 in the current style. But then we'd be calling it re-remake. Which is weird. But it does introduce the characters that are kind of relevant to Resident Evil 5. And it's not like, you know, Remake 1 is unobtainable. It's runs on modern systems, isn't expensive. You know, is there and is, I think, probably the definitive way to play Resident Evil 1. I mean, it's definitely better than the director's cut. Which... I think I played Director's Cut before even Remake. And I played through it and I'm like, what was the problem with that? It seemed really fun. And then I saw a bunch of videos about, hey, here's the music from the original Resident Evil. I'm like, okay. I'm like, that's kind of, you know, Resident Evil-y. They're like, here's the music from Director's Cut. And, if you know, you know. And I didn't know. I had no clue. So I find it very funny. And I don't think Director's Cut added too much. I think they maybe changed some item locations. Let's go, treasure. Yeah, take a photo. And it's foggy, too. Like, you could do really fun stuff. Like, I could just... Like, okay, I'm gonna do this. Okay, we're kind of hinting that it's here. You could do... Let's go to tripod mode. Let's move cat around. And you could send that to like someone online, and then they'd have to find the treasure chest. Like the last one I found, I just took a picture of it. But you could do fun little pictures, and it was so good, man. And even though that picture is going to 0 people, you know, it was just a good time. You know, some Strand type gameplay in a game that came out like 10 years before Death Stranding. Actually, that's not true. I think this game came out maybe like 3 years before Death Stranding. This was like, what, 2016, 2017? And Death Stranding was 2020? Apparently, a lot of people still play Death Stranding. I remember talking about that. I'm like, you know, if I played it, you know, how many people are really, you know, gonna use the bridge that I build or use the zip line? Apparently, the chances are very high. Just looking for gems. Don't know why I'm looking for gems on the surface, but I am. They're usually around the bottom or on the sides. And I think Director's Cut is actually on sale right now, but I'm not. I already purchased something that I want to do, or maybe a marathon stream. I am thinking about just going buck wild for like a 24-hour stream. But I couldn't really think of a good idea. But I think I have one, and I mean, what? I'm really looking to keep it secret. But it's just something that came to mind. I don't know why. Oh, I think I know why. I think because it just got an update. But I don't know. It seems weirdly like it kind of lined up together, and I wasn't really planning for that to happen. But I want to do a stream going through all of Halo 1, 2, and 3. Because I've never fully played through Halo. Definitely not the first two. Maybe Halo 3. My cousin was the Halo guy, and I think I was around him frequently enough during Halo 3 that I've played through it. But I've never done Halo 1, never done Halo 2. At least from my memory. And I know those are like classic games for some people. Possibly even genre defining. And I saw that the Master Chief Collection was pretty cheap, and I still had you know, some gift card money left over, which I still do, but really saving that. For when it's like something that I kind of want to do. And Death Stranding is kind of on there. But I've got plenty of time. Death Stranding it 2 isn't until next year. You were forced to play through them last year? Or a couple years ago. And why did I read that as last year? Yeah, I was not an Xbox guy. And really, I only have like vivid memories of Halo 3. I'm pretty sure I played through Halo 3 because I know how it ends with the warthog. and the whatever, the exploding base or the halo or whatever you're on. See, I don't even know where you are. But I thought that'd be good. So the Master Chief Collection was on for pretty cheap, and that has up to Halo Reach. No, I think it goes up to Halo 4, which I probably wouldn't play. Three ODST maybe. Reach I would like to play. Pretty much the Bungie developed ones. And even though I didn't play them, I was caught up in the advertising of like Halo 3, you know, finish the fight. And for them to kind of just bring it all back, I'm like, I don't know. Feels kind of cheap. And I would say I'm a pretty big outsider in terms of that game. So I don't know how most people feel about the new trilogy. Except I think most people don't like Halo 5. I think 5 kind of got mega blasted by your Chad Halo enjoyers. Actually, what was it? There was something that was really weird. Oh, it wasn't so it wasn't Halo, but there was some weird like gaming event going around, and it was gonna be in our area. And this is like, we're talking years ago. I don't even know if I was like in high school. I probably wasn't. Oh, whatever. It was like an Xbox thing, and you know, it just had a big crowd, and they had like not customer service reps, but like, I guess just Xbox representatives, you know, going around, and they're like, hey, do you want to, you know, do some trivia for prizes? And we're like, okay, whatever. And they're like, what is the most anticipated Xbox release next year? And like, obviously I knew my cousin was a big Xbox guy, so I'm like, I think it was Halo 3. I think the answer was like Halo 3. And they're like, hey, you're right. And I think I grabbed like a t-shirt, and then I think they asked my brother something, and they just handed him a copy of like Xbox 360 Madden whatever, Madden 2020 XD6. And like, you know, that was cool. But we didn't have an Xbox. So we went to EB Games at some point in the future. It was either the same day, and like, you definitely could not do this nowadays. They would not be so lenient. But we went there and we're like, hey, can we like trade in this new Madden game? I think it had just come out. For something else. And they were like, well, I don't know. And it's like, well, you know, it's brand new. It's sealed in box, which is sketchy that you're trying to trade in this game. That just is brand new for no reason. So I think they like pulled in the manager, and they're like, you know what? That game will sell. So like, whatever, just exchange it for something else. Like, we wanted something of the same value, essentially, like a trade for a different new game. So we ended up trading it in for Paper Mario Thousand Year Door. And that's how I got that. So there's a weird Halo connection in my life. to Paper Mario. And you could totally, that would totally not fly now. They'd be like, nope, store credit. Well, obviously it's a better game, but like we didn't even have an Xbox to play Madden 20XD6 featuring Stinko Man. It was physically impossible. So whoever was working the store that day, they were extremely nice. They clearly knew it probably wasn't going to affect them. In fact, it was maybe a positive. Because Madden, and it was brand new. They probably just added it to their stock. And they were just like, okay, we'll just remove this from stock and we'll add this and it's fine. You know, we won't be short any profit. Because they legit could have just sold it as brand new. And I think that's maybe where the hesitance in like maybe doing the exchange. Because, you know, it is technically... Like, we didn't have a receipt. We were just handed this thing. So it could have been used. But, you know, they just decided to be nice. They definitely broke procedure. There ain't no way that was, you know, 2 code. That's how I got that game. And by me, I think probably it was my brother, because I specifically remember they gave him Madden, and I think I just got like a Madden t-shirt. If I still had that shirt, I could probably tell you what year Madden it was, but I don't. I think I wore it a few times and I think it's dust now. Or it's in someone else's wardrobe. And I ain't seen it again. Off course? What do you mean off course? Oh, it was there. But yeah, just because my limited knowledge of Xbox games got us a very classic GameCube release, which is not cheap, man. I mean, the price might go down now that we're getting the re-release / remake. But for a long time, it was one of those like $200 GameCube games. I mean, as of like current retro gaming. Oh, we can do that. The only other game that's kind of like that in my library is Chibi Robo. And again, that was like... I mean, it is technically an EB Games story, but not in the sense that like I traded something in. It was just like on the bargain bin like rack, and it was like, it's the player's choice. It was definitely a re-release, and by definitely I mean very clearly a re-release. But, you know, I rented that game once and oh, nice. Say goodbye to that gold time. Oh, say goodbye. I'm really bad at this. There won't be a retry after this. There won't be a retry. There won't be a retry even though I almost did it. What are our side missions? Where did I put that marker? I mean, we could do a shorter. I think we're gonna swap over the Monster Hunter. I think I got enough Gravity Rush. This will be like a 45-50 chunklet. That's fine. Collecting gems really does just like fill in so much time. Actually, I should spend my gems. Not the most relevant, but actually it looks like there's only one more. Or dodge. Stasis. That's a good one. Can almost do the next one too. 16,000. Then it's double. Can't do that. I think that's fine. Yeah, so we need about 3,000 more and we're kind of caught up on stats. I didn't think we collected that many today, but I guess I did. I guess we found a lot of big ones. Oh, but that's... We got to one of the bigger scenes. I didn't think much of the song. My first playthrough, I'm like, oh, what a weird scene. Or like, that was kind of a weird cutscene or moment. But man, I'm telling you right now, it comes back. Also, I think the symbolism of the apple in a game called Gravity Rush kind of, speaks for itself. But I didn't think about it until playing this game again. But I like that it's there. I like that they were thinking. I mean, you can tell when the team behind something is thinking, it's like, man, why did they do this? Oh, like realistic reference to friggin' Newton. Well, I'm stuck. Yeah, like, man, a lot of gems, man. Really have not been looking for them. Plus the talisman we put on that just increases grab range. So nice. Those are only worth 50. I was thinking maybe 100. Only worth 50. That's still a lot. Still playing. I wanted to swap to Monster Hunter and I'm still playing because of these gems. And I hope you can imagine how much more you'd be playing this game if you had like a little prompt of like, oh, new treasure hunt available. And then you just go off and try and find this little treasure chest. Send it off to someone else. That's the thing. Even if you found someone else's treasure chest, you still took the picture of it and it went to somebody else. It was so good. I saw gems somewhere in a building. Right here. Like, how did I almost get the amount of gems that I needed? Oh. In like 10 minutes. Oh, that is really fast. I think we maybe need a little bit more. It might be a little bit less. It was like, what, 16 and 12? So it's pretty close. We're like 2,800, 3,000. A little bit overkill, but it's not like we can get anything else. I can't believe I found a second treasure chest. I think it was that one, and no, it wasn't this. Was it that one? Yes. Oh, it's accumulative. So the next one wasn't double. So you can just kind of, if I really wanted to, I could go for like this level. Yeah, let's swap to Monster Hunter.